Hello students, welcome back to Organic Chemboard's YouTube channel. Today I am going to solve one more question from organic chemistry, which is of JEE advanced level. Let's analyze the question carefully. We have a benzene molecule. It undergoes series of reaction with reagents P+Q+R-S to form a major organic product as shown here. You are supposed to choose only 4 reagents from 1 to 10, the reagents given here, and then substitute those values into the equation given here, the simple math P+Q+R minus S, and then you will get a simple whole number. That is your final answer. Alright, now let's start predicting what are the reactants we are using here. Now we have a benzene molecule, right? We have to introduce 3 carbons here. How to introduce a carbon on the benzene ring? Just think. Yeah, so it's usually from the Friedel-Craft alkylation or acylation. Where do we have Friedel-Craft alkylation or acylation reactant? See here 1, 5, 9, right? But we can't use 1 because this is N-propyl chloride and will end up with isopropyl chloride, right? But look at this, it has a 3 carbons in a straight chain, so it can't be 1. So it has to be either 5 or 9. Okay, now say let's assume if I use 5th, that is methyl chloride. So Friedel-Craft alkylation will give you toluene. You can directly write this, okay, so that you can save some time. Alright, first let me explain this in detail, and then I'm going to give you a simple trick how to solve the given question under 2 minutes, okay, max to max. Alright, so now you got the toluene. Say you start from here, okay, because we don't know what are the other reagents given here. Now I have to introduce 2 more carbons if I have only 1 carbon here. How to do that? Maybe by reacting with anion present here. It's formed from what? It's formed from ethyne molecule, anion of ethyne, right? I can introduce, but we can't do it directly. We need some good leaving group here. The hydrogens are not good leaving groups, so we have to introduce a leaving group. So what is the best leaving group? Usually the halogens, right? And you have to do halogenation on the side chain, not on the benzene ring, right? Therefore the best reagent for the halogenation is NBS, N-bromosuccinamide. Okay, what it does, it undergo free radical substitution. We know a benzylic free radical is the most stable, and you are going to get a benzyl bromide like this, toluene to benzyl bromide. Now keep remembering what all we have used. First I have used 5, later I have used NBS, that will be our Q, right? And then what about the next one? Let's see. As I told you, if it has to attack, I'll write here only, right? So the bromine will leave. So it's a substitution reaction, a nucleophilic substitution reaction. Yeah, so now we are on track. Do you see? We have 3 carbons, right? So we have an alkyne molecule like this. Now I have to introduce oxygen on the second carbon here from the triple bond, right? So from the second carbon, how do you do that? You do the simple addition of water, right? So water will not add to the carbon directly. We need some catalyst like sulfuric acid and mercury sulfate. So what we are going to use now, see, I used 4, right? And then in the end I'm going to use 8. Just let's verify that. So then what happens with the water, right? So you know it will undergo Markovnikov addition. Hydrogen goes to the carbon with more number, OH goes over here. So let's rewrite the reaction. So you see there is a CH2 unchanged. the OH will add over here, right? The triple bond will become double bond, right? And what about the hydrogens? They are as it is, like this. And you see this is a enol. Enols are not stable. They undergo tautomerization, shift of hydrogen, right? So what you are going to get here? You are going to get CH2 COCH3. That means it is a ketone. And look at this, compare with the major organic product given in the question. Yeah, it is exactly that, right? So if you want, you can give the UPAC name also. So there are 3 carbons in the chain. So 1, 2, 3. On the first position you have phenyl. So 1 phenylpropanone. That is your major organic product. So whatever we chose is the correct order. Now let's do the simplification here. 5 plus 2 would be 7, right? 7 plus 4 would be 11. 11 minus 8 would be 3. Therefore, the final answer here it is 3. Okay. So how did we do this? So we need to first check what all reactants or reagents given, right? And then we try to introduce them on the benzene ring. So we chose 3, but we chose 5th and it was right. What if I chose 9? Right? So you will introduce 2 carbon here and you need 1 more carbon. So for 1 more carbon we have only methyl chloride and that will not attack the side chain. So definitely it is not 9. So that way you can eliminate that, right? So you have eliminated 1 and 9. So the only option here is 5 and you have to introduce 2 carbon. So that's how we ended up with the 4, and it will not happen directly. So we need some other reactant. So that's why we took the NBS. And finally, you should know that when alkyne reacts with water, it's going to form ketone. So that idea will help you to predict the last part, that is addition of water, which will enolize to form the ketone. Okay, so this is how you have to solve it in a longer way, like if you have time. But what if you have less time? How do you predict it? So if you have less time, you can always first look at the reactants. Okay, check the reaction what is given here, right? Then you see that this you can eliminate quickly because you know that it's going to give isopropyl chloride. Then 5th, right? Then side chain halogenation, then substitution, then reacting with the water, which will enolize to form the ketone. So you have to know the reagents, what they are going to do. Only then you can solve under 1 or 2 minutes. If you don't know this, if you have not practiced examples like this, then it will be very difficult for you to solve under 2 minutes. Students, that's why more the number of questions you solve, you will solve questions easily. It will help you to identify what are the right reactants or reagents for the given series of reactions. So if you want more help with such questions, you can always follow my channel, you can subscribe for it, and you can post your questions in the comment section. I'm going to help you with that. Thank you for watching this video. Until next time.